Illegals among the protesters at the White House this week demanding an end to deportations. President Obama apparently hearing them loud and clear. Reports out saying he's looking into giving amnesty to millions of illegals by giving work permits to millions of illegals. But will that take millions of jobs away from legal Americans? Hi, everyone. I'm Brenda Butner. This is Bulls and Bears. Here they are, the Bulls and Bears this week. Gary B. Smith, Tracy Burns, Jonas Max Ferris, John Layfield, along with Chuck Rocha. Welcome to everybody. Okay, so Tracy, would amnesty for millions of illegals put millions of Americans out of work?
There are already so many Americans, legal Americans, out of work. And if we're just going to give these people a free pass, I think it's crazy. I can't believe that there's not more people out there protesting this notion of amnesty. Look, a lot of these people are on visas that are done and should go back, but they're here on overstay. So we're not tackling that problem at all. We're not tackling our border. And to have these people come in and take the jobs that our legal Americans should be out there garnering for, I think just hurts the system altogether.
Well, John, it has been a very tough job market for a very long time. What do you think this would do to the labor market?
Yeah, I disagree slightly with Tracy. I don't think it's going to hurt the job market that much. I think most of the illegals here are working in some capacity. I don't think a work permit is going to significantly upgrade their job to something that starts taking American jobs. Look, if it did, then competition is what it is, and competition is a good thing. I really believe President Obama does this. The second-term presidents for the last 80 years have accomplished very little, and this president realizes pretty much that his presidency is over. I think that's why he's working on his handicap more than he's working on leading the country. I think he does something like this to try to create some type of legacy issue that he does, and I think that's the main reason behind it.
Gary B., what do you think? Is this taking jobs from Americans?
I think it would, Brenda. You know, a lot of people are under the perception that there's a lot of jobs out there that the immigrants have that Americans wouldn't want to do. I was under that perception, to be quite honest with you, until I looked up the facts. And there is no job out there, whether it's maintenance workers, taxi cab drivers, janitors, the kind of jobs you normally think that, oh, that has to be majority immigrant. In every one of those jobs, the majority of those jobs are held by native-born Americans. So if you throw in these 5 million illegal immigrants, normally those are the kind of people that are paid the very least and sometimes very often below minimum wage. So simple economics has to say, if you now have 5 million more people competing for those same jobs, they're going to throw out of those jobs these slightly higher paid native-born Americans. That's the way it's going to be. Unless John is right and every one of those illegal people getting ready to be deported has a job, I think economics has to say it's going to impact the American worker.
Well, except, Jonas, if they start paying taxes.
Yeah, I see this in there's going to be some disruption to certain lower-end jobs, but isn't this kind of a boon to people that are already competing with these illegal immigrants who are getting a tax break, essentially? Employers can hire an illegal immigrant, not supposed to, but they're not paying payroll taxes, they're not paying income taxes, so they can pay them less. And now if you make them sort of legal with a work permit, they have to pay taxes, and then they have to pay them higher wages to cover those taxes. All of a sudden, you can compete with that job. So look at it this way. You have a job now, and somebody was undercutting you with a tax break. I wouldn't want somebody going after my job who doesn't have to get paid taxes. I mean, that's just absurd. So I think it actually may help in some instances. It's not like 5 million people are all coming in overnight looking for jobs. They probably work, to John Layfield's point, already. So I don't see this as that bad.
I'm going to get to you in a minute, Chuck, but Tracy, why don't you respond to that?
I just feel like, I mean, illegal is illegal is illegal. It is not fair that we're doing this to our own people. And you know what? This whole under-the-table cash thing shouldn't be happening in the first place. So maybe we should nip the whole thing in the bud, quite frankly. I think that we have Americans in this country that need these jobs. We should be taking care of our own, not to mention what it'll do to our social services and health care and all that kind of stuff. But look, if you think that all the illegals are working right now, I think you're all bananas on a Saturday morning.
Okay, Chuck, you were out there at the White House protesting. Why?
I was trying to bring light to this issue. It's an issue that he's considering that's backed by the Chamber of Commerce. It's backed by religious groups. It's backed by labor unions. There's nothing in this town that happens in that kind of a coalition if it's not good. And the Chamber of Commerce wouldn't be for this if it wasn't good for business. Look, we know exactly what's going to happen. It's been done before. And I'll remind everybody it was done under President Reagan. I was just meeting with Jose Marino out in San Diego, who's running for Orange County Supervisor out there. When I asked him, how are you running? You came here illegally when you were 13 years old. He looked at me and he said, I'm a Reagan baby. And I went on to go to Harvard. I have 4 beautiful children, and I'm a professor at the University of California. That's what this is about, and all of those people are paying taxes to pay for my Social Security, for your Social Security. We don't have to wonder what's going to happen. We've seen it done before.
Okay, Gary V., respond?
Well, I would, look, I think Chuck is right, except I think he misses one point. Of course business is for it. They have a greater pool now to choose from to fill those maintenance worker jobs and janitors and stuff. Who's representing, though, the non-unionized worker out there, the non-unionized taxi cab worker that was born here in the United States, has done everything legal, and now finds, oh, my gosh, I have to compete with 5 other guys that may be paid less than me. I might be thrown out of a job. But that's my issue.
And John, at this point, this assumes that everybody coming in or everybody here has a job at this time.
Yeah, it assumes that, and I'm sure not everybody has a job, but the reason they're here is because they're looking for work, and most of them, I believe, do. Look, there's not numbers that you can find that are good on these. These are undocumented workers, and I disagree with Chuck with one thing. Chuck, I hate to tell you this, nothing happens in that town. All those buffoons right now are on vacation, but the one thing I agree with you about, Chuck, is what the heck are we going to do? You got 5 million people that are here illegally. What are you going to do with them? Look, give them work permits. Let them get in line for citizenship, but at least let them start paying taxes and being part of the system. We have a massive problem of people that are in our country that have allegiance somewhere else because we have made them live in the shadows because our Congress can't get along with each other and pass any type of immigration reform.
John, isn't that backwards, though? Shouldn't we secure our border first? Shouldn't we be locking everyone in, then grant the amnesty?
Tracy, I agree with you, but to me, that's a separate issue. You got to secure the border. Every president since Reagan has said that. No president has done that. Then every president since Reagan has said the same thing, just like Chuck said. You got to deal with the people that are here. We can't ship them all back. We've got to do something with them here.
Okay,
but John, aren't most of these people going to be paid so low that they're going to be taking more from the American system than they're giving back? I mean, don't we have that dynamic right now that people at the lower end of the income scale take more in government benefits than they pay in?
But, Gary, they're already not paying taxes. I mean, they're already in our system. I grew up working with illegals in a ranch in West Texas. I mean, they're already out in our system. At least get them in the system where they can start contributing.
Okay, Jonas,
also,
let's
first of all, let's not forget that some of this talk is about the high-end labor. It's not all, leaf blowers and stuff. You've got people in the tech industry. They want more people coming in, high pays. And if we don't it's not great if you're a working person. I don't want to overstate the benefits to the working people. It does disproportionately benefit business. But some businesses will leave the country or open branches abroad if that's where the workers are. They can do the tech work. So, you can lose the employer as well by not bringing in immigration, not bringing the labor to the employer. Again, it's not going to raise wages or help everybody, but it will help employers. That's an important part of the economy.
So you think a lot of these, there's a percentage of these illegals out there that are going to go do a tech job at Google? I question that, Jonas.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, they can't bring in as many employees as they want. That's what they're trying to loosen up as well. I mean, they're not coming across the border of Mexico, but they want to come in from Russia and other places, other Eastern European countries, and work here.
That's not, I think, what the president is looking at. But in any case, that has to be the last.